Hi there, this is the Victats Podcast. This is a podcast about tatting, not the skin any kind of tatting, but the needle, shuttle, and thread kind of tatting. It is May 26th-ish, 2025. It's the Monday of what would be, in America, the Memorial Day long weekend. So it's 26, I think. And lots have happened over the last couple weeks, so I'm going to try to not end up telling you every moment, but still tell you about it. The Ottawa Valley Quilt Guild had their quilt show. Oops, sorry, that's the dog hitting you. Had a quilt show, and so I went there, and the Upper Valley Quilt Company. Sorry, hold on, sweetie, you don't need to be here like that. No, you don't. No, look. Okay, let me try this again. The Upper Canada Quilt Company, I think it's called. They do a lot of wool stuff, and so they were there, and I was able to get this book, which is by Lisa Bonigan of Primitive Gatherings. She's well known for her designs and everything, and so I was able to get this book, and I bought the book. It was $45 or $50 probably with tax and everything, because I wanted to have a book. Sometimes it's easier to have the book and look at pictures than it is to have videos. That's one of those things that I've really noticed. I've really kind of found annoying lately. Ooh, that's gross. Okay, hold on. I fiddle with my bangs. Is that I'm terribly overdue for a haircut. So anyways, okay. Is that you can't, like, you have to listen to people talk so much. So, whereas, you can read it, you can kind of skim through the pictures to the part you don't know, right? Anyways, and I'm not good at listening when people put it on the fast thing, like the 1.5 thing. I can't hear it. So I got this, and the reason I got that was so that, and I also got this wool, is so that, if you remember from last fall, I was working on my pennies pattern, my tatted pennies pattern. So I want to just finish that out at some point this summer, and be able to share it with people on how I made it, because I think it's going to be really cool. And you know me, I like to add tatting to everything. And the book kind of gives you some tips and that stuff. So just to help me see if I'm doing it right, or, it's not really right or wrong, right? But if I'm going to show you how to do it, I don't want to do something that's weird or cumbersome, and somebody's already done a lot of work figuring stuff out. So right or wrong in crafting is kind of a funny term. Let's see, I was going to do that up. Sorry, it's a warm day here, and it's been cold and miserable for the last couple of weeks, so it's just weird to deal with. The other thing I bought at that time is I bought some, and I'll probably show it once I start doing it, is I bought some stuff so I can do English paper piecing, and had a terrific explanation given to me by the merchant. When I talk about it, or I show you what I've actually done, then I'll talk about who is the merchant. And I got some material. Oh, and I got a hanger for some of my cross stitch stuff, like one of my a hanger. I'll show that to you another time too. Just too many things going on. The other thing I've been doing is I've been working on my Wellington work sock shawl, and I am 9 rows away from changing colors. And so my other colors for the trim, because it's supposed to look like a work sock, right? I have red and I have white. And this is Estelle worsted, and it's very squishy, and I actually highly recommend this for any kind of, and it's I think it's kind of bang for your buck. Yep. So I recommend it. I would purchase it again. I'm actually kind of in love with it. So, and I normally deal with more of this kind of not a sock weight. I usually deal with a lot of sock weight stuff, but I really like it. Okay, so the other thing that's happened is I went to the, so on the long weekends, we close the clinic on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So I'm able to get home to the cottage on Fridays. And so if I get there early enough, that's the dog, sorry. If I get there early enough, then I can go to the Busy Bee Baptist Church yard sale, which is like kind of like a thrift store kind of thing that they have in the summers. And it's more like a yard sale because it's outdoors and everything. They've got an old shed that they do it out of. It's a 2-story shed, so it's big enough. And I was able to get some neat stuff there, but the best thing I got was actually a bag of doilies and I just grabbed it because I saw it over on there's like shelves of stuff over there, and I just grabbed it, and it was this clear bag, and I could see that there's tatting in it, and I didn't realize, but there's like a big doily like this, and like 10, not 10, maybe not 10, maybe 10. There was a shit ton of doilies in there, tatted, and it's either a large size 20 that they were tatted in, or size 10. I think kind of size 10, but not quite. And you can tell they've been washed, they've been loved and everything, but they're beautifully tatted, and they just, if I wash, I'm going to block them out and everything. I put pictures up on my blog, victats.blogspot.com, because to show them here is really hard. Plus they're still at the cottage. I'm trying to think of anything else I got that was super exciting. I got some material, and I got some wool material that I think I can felt into felt material. And if not, then I'll make pillows or something out of it. But, you know, I'll be able to use that. Oh, and I got a beautiful, beautiful cross-stitch tablecloth. You know, and probably one that had been ironed on and everything. The only thing is it's wrinkly because I think when they washed it, I think the cotton thread shrank, but the tablecloth did not. So the tablecloth is more of like a cotton polyester blend. And so that's why it kind of bunches a bit, but my mom thought maybe it might iron out or steam out a little bit, because, you know, cotton can stretch. Anyways, doesn't matter. It looks amazing. I put it out. I'll take a picture of that and put it up on my blog. Next weekend, if I think of it. I ironed it out and put it up on, and put it on a table. What else? Is there anything else I got? I can't think of it. But overall, it's pretty good. I really thought afterwards what I should have done was they had the jewelry thing covered and everything. I should have been looking around for all the nicks and knacks stuff, because I bet that lady, if they had that many tatted doilies, then that's something someone has made, and that's probably from them, not from someone else. And there's probably a tatting shuttle around there somewhere, and maybe some tatting books. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. I'm not positive. Like I said, you'll have to go on the blog, but it's. The doilies, a lot of the doilies were ones that I'd seen before, and I can't remember if it was Rita Weiss or, but it's one of those kinds of older books that it's from. Like not old, but just kind of that age. Yep, okay, so, oh, and then on the tatting, I've completed a couple more motifs, and then I stopped because I want to do a video to show you how I turn the tatting. So I haven't done that yet. Maybe I'll get that done today. Okay. What else have I been doing? Well, on my Twin Birds by Girl with the Gavel Stitches, that's what it's called. I keep getting it wrong, but Girl with the Gavel Stitches. I have one square done, and I have started the next square. I like this kind of project because it's really easy when you want something to do. You just pull it out and you don't have to think much about it. Oh, my poor baby. My other little dog's not feeling very well again. He's got bladder stones, but the kind that happens no matter what he eats. And he's got some pretty big ones, but he's 13 or 14 years old, so I will not be doing surgery on him. So every once in a while, he's a little sick. Because he pees, he's peeing, he's pooping, he's okay. But he always passes the smaller stones, and he passes stones a lot. So, bummer, right? On the other hand, he's 13 years old. He's doing good. He has already had a surgery, by the way, and I thought the stone that he had when I had the surgery was big, but he's got 3 massive. Anyways, you don't need to know that, but he's got some pretty big stones. Okay, what else have I been working on? I have been working on, oh, sorry, I have to tell you one other thing, but I'll finish. No, okay, hold on. All right. So, the other thing that has happened is my friend Pat is downsizing. She's just recently been widowed, and when you get to that, you get to that age where you're not sure you're going to need some of these things anymore. You just want to finish stuff out. So she got rid of a lot of her quilting material already. Sad I missed that, but whatever. And she is getting rid of all of her books. So I have a massive stash right now of quilting books and quilting magazines. And so I'm going to be distributing them to people. Like you know, Canadian quilter, that kind of stuff, and then a bunch of books. And they're all ones that she's kept over the years. So some of them are older and some of them are newer. But anyways, but there's a really neat Canada Goose pattern in there too. So I'll show you that one at some point. So far I have half of them, half the books still in my car, and half of them I've moved in. So I'm going to be moving them off to people who want them. So that's why I have them. And then there's a backup plan and nobody I know if I'm not finding anybody to find them, then there's a vendor that comes around and he resells old books. So all taken care of. Okay, that was a side note. Alrighty, so the other thing, so what have I been tatting? Cross stitching. I've made more tulips, just so you know, in tatting, but I won't show them to you, but I've been done more tulips. Okay, so I have been cross stitching, and this pattern is Blueberry Ridge Design, and there is the pattern. And I'm not, okay, so color, what do they call it? Color pooling in cross stitch does not bother me. Or not, sorry, color pooling in crochet does not bother me whatsoever. It's just the way it is. But I really don't like it when it happens in cross stitch. So I don't like these streaky looks. Like if it was a subtle tonal, then that's fine, but I don't like these streaky looks. So what I actually did with this pattern, because it called for a lot of, what is it called? Gentle arts. A lot of gentle arts, some classic color works. But what I did is I actually just got some of the ones that I thought might be necessary, that, you know, that I got some that are the gentle arts. If I looked at this, like I went to Wool Time here in Ottawa, looked at the skein, and if it was something like, I was like, oh, it's gonna be really streaky and whatever, I skipped it. So I used a combination of DMC and a combination of the streaky. So here I have worked on this. It is called, by the way, it's called All Hallows Eve, and I finished up the crow. I added in this. I did all the leaves up here because I thought, oh well, this week if I get the leaves done, and then I'm gonna get the they're all legumes and pumpkin-y and fall-y looking things. So if I get that one done, then I am super happy, because then that will be pretty much a page finish. Or there's 4 pages, it would be actually a half page finish. So, and what I really want to do is I want to get down here and work on this part, because I think this would be fun. I could care less about the alphabet, but anyways, okay. Oops. So I have this put in here a certain way so that I can read the symbols at the same time, and I kind of leave them in the bag, although I have paper protectors, and maybe I should switch it over to the paper protectors, but I like, you know, I tend to keep them in their plastics. And the material that it's on is Fox and Rabbit Inca, Fox and Rabbit Inca, and it's like Fox and Rabbit Linen 32. So I had to really, really like the Inca. I really like the Inca. I went back and bought it in two more things of it in different sizes. Now, here's the deal, didn't like it as much on the Aida, and I'm such an Aida snob that I only like certain Aidas, so there's no point in me, like I like a thicker Aida, I'm kind of like those crunchy Aida people. So I got the linen, and I didn't, and the thing is I don't really enjoy stitching on linen, but I'll do it when there is something I really want. On that note, I still really like that one color, the blue spruce from Witchell, and part of the reason I like it so much is because it's such a stiff linen. I love the color too. Isn't it funny? Okay, the other thing is okay, so here's my story. I was not supposed to start a new project until I was done my Witchy Stitchers, I Love You for Your Brains, but I felt so close to being done it on the long weekend that I started my Carolyn Manning project again, and I really like Carolyn Manning. Her designs are just very relaxing. Although I never picked the totally relaxing ones. The super relaxing ones are the ones where all the shapes are the same and you just follow the color combination. So I am doing this one. It is the apple harvest. And I'm up over, I started up here, I'm up over in this area. I'm still missing I think it's 2 colors I'm missing because they didn't have them at, is it 2 or 1 color? I'll have to look. But they did, the second time I've gone to wool time and they didn't have it yet, so. But I have started it, so it's one of it's a brown. Oh yeah, it's the brown and red. It's 321 and 989. Ironically enough, I have a lot of 898, which is a brown as well. Okay, this is prairie grass, size 16. This is a stash. Someone was doing a de-stash. I bought a whole stash of stuff for $100, and I'm happy with what I got. This was in it. The funny thing is it's old enough that it was from the cross stitch cupboard, which has not been in existence for over 15 years, I don't think. But anyways, the quality of the Ada was really nice, so I really like it too. So I was happy. Anyway, so part of what I've done, oh, I have this the wrong way, that's why. I started this, so I got all this stuff done, and then I've been working down into here. And what I want to do is I want to work across so that when I know when to, like, just to double check to make sure I don't make a mistake on this border stuff. So I'm going to work this all across, and then I can double check the border and then work it down, double check the border, and then that way I can cut the material. Otherwise, I'm going to leave it big until then. I have lots and lots of material though. Yay, so pretty. And you know what? I would recommend the prairie grass. I've seen other people use the prairie grass on some floss tubes, and I highly recommend it. Okay, so I'm going to put that away somewhat. I don't think, by the way, I am holding it. I actually don't feel that it was folded for obviously years, and it didn't stick any folds. So this guy, not prone to creases. So I'm not as careful with him. Okay, I'm pretty sure I've shown you my complete on my page, or not a page, but my flower complete on the Glendon Place mandala. For me, this is a really big project, so this is going to take a while. But I'm pretty sure I've already shown that to you. Sorry, I'm just pulling out of the bag of stuff in case you're wondering how I'm deciding. I have not done nothing, no crocheting on my, or crocheting as I like to say, on my, oh my God. Just showed that to you. On my swear blanket. However, and then here is my beautiful, oh yeah, okay. So apparently getting one thing finished allows me to do 2 more starts. This is so funny. So the other thing I started with the excuse of I was done, close to being done, my Love You for Your Brain, is this is a pattern by the Clumsy. I don't have it printed. Do I have it printed off? Oh wait, no, I don't. I don't have it printed off yet, so I can't show you the picture. But it's by the Witchy. No, it's not by the Witchy Stitcher. It is by Cottage Garden Samplings, and it's called Clumsy Witch, and it's one of her Halloween ones. It came out a couple of years ago. I bought it right away because I was so much in love with it, and so I just started stitching it now because I really want it to be my Halloween. Oh yes, here's my excuse. I'm almost done this, so I need a new Halloween stitch. Okay, and then here is my beautiful, very beautiful zombie. So take a look. Wow. I love you for your brains. Isn't that adorable? I love it. So I have everything done, I think, mostly. And I am planning on just taking my time and just filling in this all. This is all in one last color. And when that's done, then I'm going to decide how I'm going to finish it. But remember, it is my belief that this counts both as a Valentine's Day finish and a Halloween finish. So that will be cool. Oops, and there's hair on it because I don't make good choices about where I cut my dog's hair. it's a long story, but my dog's, oh yes, sorry, the other thing I did is cut it down, my zombie, cut it down to a good size so that I could, you know, so it's easier to stitch with, because I finally knew how big it was going to be. What I'm going to say to you is, yeah, so with my dog, he does not like his haircut at the groomers because they cut it too short, and then he won't go outside, even though he loves to go outside. So I let him, his hair, I gotta get, by the way, I have to get his nails cut, but I let his hair grow as it wants, and then get his nails clipped. I have to get his nails clipped. And he likes that better, which results in him being a wee bit like, I have to, and he doesn't like me cutting his hair, so I have to kind of kamikaze cut his hair, so he always looks like, you know, a struggle has happened. However, he's a Maltese Bichon blend, my one dog, and so his hair is frizzy anyways, and even when I got it cut every 6 weeks, it was still matted, so it's the nature of his hair. Anyways, and I'd rather him be able to go out, I would rather him go outside, because he wouldn't go outside. In the summer, he wouldn't go outside because the sun was too hot on his pink skin. In the winter, it was too cold. So, anyways, okay. I feel like I haven't told you a lot, but that's pretty much all that's happened. I'm going to try to do that video of how I turn the work. It just adds up to a shoelace trick, but I think it sits better. And then there's a couple different things to show you, but and then the other thing I have to do is go through the books and see what's there, the magazines and that stuff, and just put it up there, see if anybody's interested. And the thing is that I know from cross stitch myself, you know, like I'm always buying these old magazines. People do want them, so I have to acknowledge that I am not going to be quilting, so I can't keep those quilt books. The other thing, though, I did see there was a Piecework magazine in there, which is a mixed fiber kind of magazine. Most people know Piecework, maybe. And there was actually a tatting article in there with our friend Ruth and a couple other tatters, because they were talking about tatting. Anyways, all right, so I'm going to let you guys go, and I'm going to thank you for listening, wish you happy tatting, happy other crafting, and I'm going to check in again in a couple weeks. Okay, cheers.